welcome to Celestial Farms, everybody. When I take kids to a field trip through the garden, one of my favorite things that I like to teach them is about how my blueberries here, so these are our high bush blueberries, and they've just finished producing all of their blueberries here in July. They're already done. But all our blueberries need a helper. We all need help sometimes. And the blueberries need help from a special plant that we grow right here with the blueberries. And that's our pine trees. So our pine trees help the blueberries. Now all the kids are like, how in the world are the pine trees helping the blueberries? Well, the pine trees drop all those beautiful pine needles on the ground. Those pine needles decompose and add acid in the soil. Blueberries need high acid. What in the world does that mean? Well, it's all about pH. What is pH? pH is potential hydrogen. So everybody right now is drinking, pH balanced water. We see deodorant commercials, pH balanced for a woman. So pH, that means we all have our different needs. And that pH level is different for plants, it's different for us. And when we're at that balanced level, everything feels better. From head to toe, root to stem, it all feels better when our pH is balanced. When our pH is out of balance, then other nutrients or micronutrients aren't easily absorbed. So we're not getting the copper, the potassium, any of those special nutrients that we need can't be absorbed if we are not balanced, if the plant is not balanced. So we have high acid, which is actually really low on the number spectrum. So from 1 to 6 would be on the acid end. And then above 6 all the way up would be alkalinity. And either spectrum, there's issues. So each of us need our own. Now blueberries, as I said, they need high acid. So if you planted a blueberry in the same place that you planted your asparagus, which needs low acid, they're not gonna thrive. They need two separate pH levels. So like azaleas are like blueberries. So together they can grow under the pine trees. But if I planted my asparagus under the pine tree, it's either not going to grow very well or it's not going to produce fruit. So the high acid may not kill it right away. It takes time for that to develop. If you see your grass has yellow spots, that may be because somebody is peeing there. Pee is high acid, and that's what makes it turn yellow. But also, if you have the grass growing around the pine trees, it's not going to be that thick, dark green and pretty and lush because of the high acid. So grass needs more between 6 and 7 pH. So let's look at, welcome to our memorial garden. We moved over here so we could sit down on the dirt here and figure out how do we know what our pH level. Well, there's a lot of different ways. There are pH testers where you actually looks like an electrical tester. You stick the 2 sticks in the ground and it tells you magically what your pH level is. Or if you want a more exact science of what it is, we have our county extension service. We can take a soil sample, take it there, and they can tell us exactly what our pH level is. And they can even help us with knowing exactly how much we need to amend the soil to get it for whatever you want to grow. So if you want to grow sunflowers, where everyone's talking about growing sunflowers, they need a high alkaline ground. And so you want it to definitely not be high acid. So if you've had a whole bunch of pine trees in there and now you want to grow sunflowers, they're going to tell you put in a whole bunch of lime on the ground. Lime, where in the world do you get lime? It's easy. Every garden shop, hardware store, feed store, they all carry lime. All you have to do is spread it across the top. You might want to stir it into the ground a little bit, water it into the ground. Once that is all mixed in, your soil will balance itself out. It's kind of like, you know, if you drink a little bit of apple cider vinegar, or, you know, you're drinking something to help balance yourself. It's the same with the ground. Just add a little bit of that lime in there, and that will raise your pH of your ground. But what if your ground is high alkaline and you want to grow blueberries? That's super easy. It's the same thing. So you either want to add the pine straw. So just like we had our pine trees, you want to add some pine straw to make it more acid. Compost is very acidic because a lot of us, you know, we add manure into our compost, and manure is very acidic. So that will help amend your ground. And then you will have balanced plants, and balanced plants will be green, they will bloom, and everybody will be happy. So always check your pH and check your garden's pH too, and everybody will be healthy and happy. Thank you so much. Hope to see you soon.